Hey everybody, welcome back. Today's a pretty exciting day as the official patch notes for Season 8 have dropped, and Coach Theory and I are going to do a deep dive into the notes, and there's some things that weren't highlighted in our last video, like some changes to Kiriko and some other very interesting things that we're going to dive into, so let's hop in.
Okay, so Overwatch 2 retail patch notes for December 5th. So these are just going to be like these are the official patch notes that are going live with the new season. So starting off, they talk about the new hero Maga. He was like available for a limited time, like 2 or 3 days. You could just try him out. Here they're just kind of talking about his abilities, like what he actually does, and I'm sure we'll dive deeper into the actual hero, like sometime into the future. But so the first thing they talk about here is a game mode, a 4v4 game mode.
Yeah, I saw PVPVE, which was interesting
Yeah,
to me.
interesting.
Yeah, Battle of the
Clash of
Beasts.
Grand Beasts. Protect yours while coordinating with your team to defeat the enemy beast. And oh, okay. During this, you'll be able to play Maga for free. Okay.
So Malga is going to have an unlock, then I'm assuming? Is that how it's been historically?
So if they're keeping it the same as they have, which I'm guessing they will, you can unlock Maga through the battle pass. If you buy the battle pass, you should just instantly have him unlocked, or you can unlock him for free by just grinding out the battle pass.
Gotcha.
And you can reach him that way. And then after this season, if you don't unlock him yet, then there's just gonna be hero-specific challenges that you can do to access him.
Got it.
Yeah. Let's see. So they're gonna do the winter event that they always do. There's gonna be the different skins, like all the May game modes and stuff that are gonna be returning. So those are fun. Oh, okay. So this is a kind of a big one. They're adding like all these different weapon skins, and they're just starting it off with this hard light theme, only for Ryan, Reaper, and Mercy. I've seen like some screenshots of these and they actually look really nice.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll post it over the video right now. The only weapon skins that exist in the game right now are the gold skins, right?
Yeah, it's just you either have default skins or gold skins, but they've been talking about adding another competitive, like accessible skin, like so you unlock gold through competitive points, right? They're also gonna add something called the Emerald. And we were able to see some screenshots of like their early models. But I'm not gonna lie, the early models like looked really bad, but I'm sure they're gonna make it actually look good.
Tell me you're part of this. Tell me that you're part of the same company that owns Call of Duty without telling me you're part of the same company that owns Call of Duty weapon skins.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it's exciting though. It's exciting.
Excited.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, for sure. Endorsements, they're just making it easier to access the higher levels, so it's gonna take less to get to level 5. This is just like endorsing people after your games. So like when you receive those, you go higher levels, so it's easy to reach level 5, and then like your endorsement, like whatever level, will decay over time, and they're reducing the decay on that, so you're going to be able to maintain your endorsement. So if you're somebody like who looks to achieve those higher endorsements, see how you can get, well, this will be better for you. Hero mastery. So they've been doing the things where it's like little like training courses for different heroes, and you see like how good you can do. You like go through, try to get the max points, like complete it as fast as possible, but also like get all the things in it, whatever it is. And so they're just adding new ones for Lucio, Mei, Diva, Echo, and Genji.
Looks like that's January 2nd, so that doesn't launch with the patch, but January 2nd.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. It's fun. Like a lot of people like to kind of race to see who can get like the max score first and stuff.
Interesting.
So always cool. A new way to view hero mastery replays, replay bookmarks. So
oh, cool.
Okay. Oh, so you can just interesting. So there's just gonna be like highlighted moments during your like little hero mastery runs that you can just look into, like see what you could have improved on and things like that. And they're adding a whole new leaderboard as well. Interesting. So
that is not necessarily bookmarks during all replays, I wonder? Or that just during hero mastery replays? Because I'm curious, like it would be awesome to be able to send someone a reel, one of your replays.
Yeah, it looks like they are saying it looks like you can go through your replays you have, hero replay or just like your actual games, and I guess you can just place bookmarks within these replays.
That's awesome.
This is gonna be really great. Like whenever we're doing coaching stuff, or like if I have somebody I want to review, then they can just like already have something bookmarked, and I can like, they can just instantly skip to it. So that's just gonna be convenient for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, reticle changes. Extra reticle settings have been added for specific heroes with multiple weapon modes. Players can now customize the modes separately or keep them in sync. Following heroes have access to new options. So, okay, so it's just gonna be people. Interesting. Just kind of like different modes. Like with Ana, obviously you've got your hipfire, then your ADS. You know, same with Ashe. Bastion, I guess it's gonna be his turret mode. You know, Lifeweaver. Interesting that there's one for Lifeweaver. I guess it's just if you're healing or doing damage. And then Mercy.
When you have the pistol out?
I guess so. You can have a custom reticle for your pistol, guys. Huge changes. Ramatra, I guess you have one for when your Nemesis form or, you know, his just normal projectiles. That one's kind of nice actually. And then Widowmaker, you know, same thing when you're sniping or you're just SMGing. So just more customization. New option for the reticle's outline color. It's been separated for the main opacities. Players who have previously hidden their dot by setting its opacity to 0 will now need to set the dot's size to 0 instead.
Interesting. So outline opacity is different from the main opacity. Interesting.
Yeah, okay. So
I'm always on board for more customization options. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, unranked lever penalty updates. So they're saying unranked.
So this is quick play, yeah?
Right?
Yeah.
I think so. Because they talked about adding a third game mode before, but I think they're just referring. Okay, this is just anything that isn't ranked. Anything that's not ranked. Okay. Leaving 4 out of your last 20 games played will result in a 20-minute suspension and be able to queue for the most game modes, including ranked, unranked, and competitive. Okay, so this is just for everything. And then leaving 6 out of your last 20 games will result in a 4-hour suspension for being in the queue for almost every game mode, they're saying.
So that's interesting. So leaving 4 out of your last 20. Okay, so it's not necessarily a time limit. It's based on the amount of games you play. Because there's times that people have to dip or whatever, which I guess, especially, you know, if you know that you might have to leave or if something's going to come up and so you don't play ranked, that's one thing. But the fact that it is out of your last 20 games, I think that's healthy. I think that's good because like we said in the last review we did, they said some people leave 90% of their matches, which is nutty to me. So.
Yeah, so now like if you know if something comes up like every once in a while, like you know you have to leave, you have to go do something, like you're not gonna get a suspension, you know, because it's just gonna happen every once in a while. Yep. But if you're like actually just like leaving every game, then you will get a suspension. So. Oh, so they're saying this may impact those of you who are having issues with their connection, and they're just saying. Try to test your connection and custom games or practice range.
Wow.
So they're just basically saying screw you guys with bad internet. So. Sorry guys. Competitive play updates. Okay, I like this. So MMR decay will now only occur for competitive play at the start of a new season. MMR decay is not applied to roles that qualify for a rank. So they're saying here they got an example. A player that won 5 games and got a competitive update will not decay at the end of the season. If a player does not have a rank already, like say even if you won 4 of your games and didn't get re-ranked, then you will decay. So as long as you like actively played and got re-ranked at least once during the season, then at the start of the new season, they won't decay you at all, which is nice because before, for me, you know, just anytime you're just like trying to push to a high rank, even if like you grinded the game like more than anybody, you still would get reset like pretty hard. So this will just kind of retain you at a high rank. And for me, this is nice because I don't want to have to grind so much just to play at a high level. I want to just sometimes only play every once in a while, but I still want like that high quality experience. So that's going to be very, very nice for me.
Well, it's probably better for other people because they're not going to have some of the higher tier players like yourself in their lobbies trying to grind their way back up.
That's also true, yeah. And because like the higher rank you are, like kind of the harder you would get reset because if you're like a newer player, like whenever I first started ranked, if I was like silver or gold, I'm not gonna get reset like super hard. You're gonna basically stay the same rank. But if you're like masters or grandmaster, you're gonna get reset pretty hard, back to like just kind of like that average rank. It's gonna kind of try to push you to the average rank as much as it can, and then force you to grind back up. So yeah, the beginning of the season is just gonna feel a lot better for everybody, and the matches are gonna stay more balanced. That's gonna be really nice. Hero updates. We talked about this last time, reducing ult charge when swapping. So before you would retain 25%, going down to 15%. Honestly, I think this feature is useless. I think they should have it not at all. That's it.
So just to be clear on that, 25% to 15%. So if you're at 100, ultimate charge and you switch, then previously you would be at 25. But if you were at 50, is it 25% of the total, or is it 25% of what you have, I guess?
Yeah, it literally will just put you down to like the cap is 25%. So
Yeah,
if you're
got
at
it.
100%, you will be capped at 25 when you switch, but now you're going to be capped at 50.
Right, got it. Yeah, but it's not the, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Doomfist.
Heroes, hold on, added hero-specific options to every character to adjust the rumble strength of each of their abilities. Is that a controller thing? That's the second one under hero updates.
Oh, interesting. So they talked about swapping.
No, yeah, look at that second bullet at the top there.
Oh, this one? Oh.
Hero-specific options to adjust the rumble strength. Is that for controllers? What's a rumble strength?
I have no idea. To adjust the rumble strength. I don't know. I guess this would be for controllers.
Interesting.
Just the,
Yeah, the force feedback or whatever.
Vibrations, yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. So, okay. Doomfist, we talked about this in our last review, how he's going to regenerate 75 health per second when in the air, but now they've also decided to increase his ultimate cost by 16%. And, this is kind of in anticipation of his ult being a lot stronger, now being able to instantly re-engage no matter what, even if you pop your ult on your low HP, well, you're going to get the HP back and be able to re-engage. So popping, making his ult cost more, I think is a good change. Drunkard Queen is getting her spread reduced by 8%, so that's just going to make her more consistent at range. Be able to output more damage at range and just be more consistent at closer ranges too. So it's just going to be more damage for Drunkard Queen.
I love that.
That'd be awesome to see. Yeah. Maga. Okay. So I played a bit of Maga when he was like able to be tried out for the whatever short limited time he was. And it felt like he has his sustainabilities. Like if you do critical damage, his passive is critical damage gives him overhealth, and then he also has an ability that makes him and any teammates near him just take less damage. It's like a damage reduction. But even with that, it felt like he was just too squishy. Like he was just too easy to just burst down because he doesn't have any actual like damage negation abilities or anything like that. So what they're deciding to do is basically just converting 150 of his base HP into armor. And what armor does is just give him 50% damage reduction for that armor HP. That's just going to be the top of his HP, right? That orange health. So he's just going to be more tanky now after this, which is great. And then his head hit volume, they're just making his head hitbox smaller. I guess he was too easy to headshot before. But I mean, that's good too, because it felt like he really was just too easy to burst down. So he's just going to be harder to kill now. Spread for firing both guns reduced by 15%. So like if you're shooting one gun or the other, it would be like a certain amount of spread, but when you were shooting both, like you basically wouldn't hit anything. And now they're just reducing that spread, so he will be more consistent when shooting both guns. Good change. Fire rate multiplier for firing both guns reduced from 25% to 0%. Interesting. So I guess when he was shooting both guns, he was shooting faster by 25%, and I had no idea that was a thing. But so they're just getting rid of that. Okay, cool. Damage per shot increased from 4.5 to 5. Interesting. So obviously he'll do more damage, but like another like thing that's gonna happen because of that is he's gonna have more sustain from doing that critical damage to give him more overhealth. Damage fall off range increased from 25 to 30 meters. Okay, more range, nice. Max ammo increased from 300 to 350. Movement speed penalty reduced from 20 to 50% per gun. Okay, so basically he's just better in every way possible. His overrun, that's like his charge ability. Apparently it could get interrupted by hack before, which is interesting because like nothing else in the game could stop it. So now literally nothing can stop his charge. So
interesting.
For better or for worse, I don't know. We'll see.
Not even on a sleep or anything.
Nothing. Literally nothing. It's like it's Rissa's Fortify combined with a Reinhardt charge, basically. So yeah, it's kind of a scary ability because you just can't stop it. So I don't know how to feel about that. And then damage reduction increased from 30 to 50%. And okay, so I didn't even know that his charge had damage reduction. So like he just doesn't take. It's literally a Fortify. You have 50% damage reduction and nothing can stop you, and you're charging. So Yeah, have fun with that. That's gonna be scary. um, cardiac overdrive. Okay, life still increased from 60 to 70%. So that's gonna be like his. So one of his guns does like fire damage. Like one of his guns sets people on fire, and then one of his guns just does normal damage. And when he's doing like that fire damage, and then you shoot, if somebody's on fire, and then you're doing damage to them, like that's also gonna give you overhealth.
Mm.
Like because I think the way it works is if somebody's on fire from the gun, then it just counts as critical damage from him. So you know, again, the passive right here, it says overhealth conversion rate increased from 40 to 50%, and that's just where critical damage converts, you know, the damage into overhealth. So now he's just gonna get even more overhealth. So yeah, like I said, he wasn't taking enough before, and now he's just gonna be way more tanky, which is what he needs. So right, they said here we got a lot of constructive feedback from players when Mago was available to try it during his free preview weekend. So we've adjusted his kit for official launch to give him the ability to last longer in a fight. Right, that's good. That's what they should be looking at, and that's good. Good changes. Ramatra, base health. Right. Okay. Yep. They're converting 100 of his base HP into armor. So Ramatra is going to be more tanky, but this is for his base form, not when he's in Nemesis form. So he can just do a little bit more when he's not in Nemesis form. So a little more flexible there. And then his normal like base form projectiles, they are bigger, so they're easier to hit, and they do more damage. So Ramatra will absolutely be better. Sigma. Okay, this is a pretty big one. His shield, just his shield that he throws out, is gonna regen its HP slower. So he's gonna have like less uptime because he's gonna have to wait a little longer for his shield to recharge. And Sigma has been very strong, like they say here. He's been very effective defensive options between his experimental barrier and connected grasp, right? Because you always want to cycle your shield in your grasp, and like if you do it right, you kind of just always are able to sustain yourself, and that's kind of what makes Sigma so strong. So it's just going to be a little bit harder to sustain yourself as much because your shield is going to be less effective. It's just going to be up less often. So interesting change. I think it's probably a good change. Sigma is very strong. Winston Tesla Cannon, it just ignores all damage reduction, right? That orange HP, that armor, normally it does 50% damage reduction, but Winston's just going to completely ignore it, which is, I love this change. Now Winston can be more flexible. He can fight tanks more often. He's obviously still not going to want to fight tanks, but when he is, he's going to be more effective. But the really big thing that comes off of this is, you know, whenever Winston's diving and people are playing Brig to counter Winston, because Brig has like a little bit of armor on the top of her HP. I think it's like 20 or 25 armor, and Winston's going to ignore that now. So it's going to be a better matchup for Winston there. So that's going to be interesting. Mei. Maximum ammo reduced from 150 to 120. So people, okay, they're just saying that they don't like how long Mei could slow people for. Okay. I mean, okay. I guess. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I guess this is a fine change. I didn't really think it was needed. I mean, Mei's strong, but like she's only strong when she's in the right situation, right? You're not gonna play Mei on like longer range maps into a Widowmaker, you know. But like when Mei is strong, she is pretty strong. So this is fair. The soldier one, we talked about this before. You know, soldier, he's kind of come back into the game after all the soldier nerfs over time, and he got his damage buff, and that's kind of putting him over the top nowadays a little bit. So they're just deciding to increase his healing field cooldown just by 3 seconds. So he's gonna have a little bit less fight uptime, which is fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't think he was that crazy, but maybe this will just tune him down just a little bit so he's a little bit more balanced. The Sombra EMP, this one is ridiculous. Sombra is going to be way too good. 2 times more ability lockout on the ult, and they're making it so it's 5% less damage of like their total HP, but 2 times more lockout on the abilities is ridiculous. Guys, this is gonna be a complete dive meta. Like, we got the Winston buff where like ignores armor. Brig's gonna struggle more, and we're gonna see later Brig also got her whip shot nerfed, right? So Brig's weaker already, and we got a Sombra buff, okay? And screw the Torbjorn stuff for whatever this is. We also have a Tracer buff too. So we got a Tracer buff, Sombra buff, and a Winston buff, and a Brig nerf. So that means dive's going to be very, very, very strong in this next patch. So be ready for that. The Tracer buff, is just putting her damage back from 5.5 to 6. So she's going to be bursting down targets significantly faster. Like, it might not seem like a lot, like, oh, 0.5 more damage, but it's for every little shot she shoots, and she shoots a lot of bullets, so it's a lot more damage. Okay, back to the Torbjorn. What is this? His overload, his like E ability makes him get more overhealth and like move faster and stuff. They're increasing the overhealth from 75 to 100, so Torbjorns are going to be more tanky during that form. They're just saying the health decrease on overload severely impacted Torb's overall effectiveness, so reverting the change. So he was already at 100 before. Torbjorn was, you know, a lot stronger, and people were maybe playing him to counter the tracers, counter the dives, counter the flanks, and so they reduced that. And now Torbjorn's kind of fallen out of the meta a bit, and it's one of those things where I don't think Torbjorn was actually that strong at the time. It's just that like he was just synergizing with the way the meta was like moving. But then the meta kind of shifted, and then Torbjorn didn't synergize with the newer meta. And so now like they are reverting that change, which is good. But yeah, Tracer's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be so crazy. Baptiste, yeah, they're reducing his primary fire. They're reducing like the amount of ammo he has in his mag from 45 to 36. So it's just gonna be a lot less damage like over time, which is good because before Baptiste was ridiculous. Like in those brawly tank v tank matchups, like just the close range like Ramasha, Reinhardt, whatever, Orisa, Baptiste could just do so much to help them win the tank war. Even if he was just shooting the tank the whole time, like the extra damage is a lot over time. So
well, and the crazy thing is he's, you know, could just right click and heal as he's firing too, right? Because it's that splash heal.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like he's not even there's like no trade-off for Baptiste even doing damage. Like you want to do damage with him. It's not like Mercy where you have to like pick and choose, like, do I want to heal or a damage boost here? Baptiste is just, I'm doing both at all times. I'm just the best support in the game. He's crazy. So reducing that ammo is definitely going to be a good change. Let's see. They said high amount of sustained damage in addition to his various survival tools. So yeah, very good change. Brig whip shot coming back down from 80 to 70. I guess apparently they're saying Brig ended up being the best performing support in the game, and again, this doesn't necessarily mean like she's always gonna be the best support, but like she's gonna be the easiest support to like get her value with, just because you don't have to be a Baptiste hitting all your heals and hitting all your damage, you know? You're just maintaining your inspire. If you're a smart player with Brig, then yeah, you're gonna get a lot of value. So reverting this from 80 to 70, a little less damage. Okay, that's fine. Kiriko, healing Afuda, just her primary heals. Projectile speed increased from 14 to 18 meters per second. I like this because sometimes it feels like your heals just don't get to the person. Like they take forever to get there sometimes, you know? You're just like throwing your things and like then you just have to wait forever, and like sometimes like it won't reach the guy and like he died before it reached him. So this will just make her heals more consistent and faster. So that's good. Protection Suzu and vulnerability duration reduced from 0.85 to 0.65 seconds. And this is funny because they've reduced the Suzu invincibility duration like 5 times now since she came out. I think it started at like 1.1 seconds, and they've just been slowly moving it down like every patch. So now it's like gotten cut in half basically from when it first came out, which is crazy. And then the healing explosion increased from 40 to 80 health. Okay, so when Kiriko first came out, I think it was like a 50 health healing thing, but so I don't know if this is talking about, because so at some point they changed it to a normal healing burst was like a low amount, but if you cleansed, then it would give the extra healing burst. So I don't know, do you know if like that's still a thing? I honestly don't. I thought that was still a thing. Did they remove it at some point?
I don't know. In the comments I was reading, at least, that 40 to 80 was just the base heal, and then there's still that bonus if you do cleanse.
Really? Okay. Suzu's like a lot better now than.
No, you're gonna have to go update your TikTok video about using Suzu.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, okay. Maybe you can use her for healing. No, just kidding. Don't use her for healing. Cleanse your abilities. Cleanse the antis, the dynamites. Save the Suzu, guys. Come on. Okay, but 80 health for a burst heal. That's like, it's actually, you know, you can justify it. You can maybe justify it sometimes. Okay, maybe. But if you still have like the added burst of healing from cleansing something too, that's kind of crazy. That's almost like putting somebody to max HP. you know, you Suzu them to cleanse, and then you just do one heal. Like that's full HP, like easily. So Suzu's a lot better. They say it'll feel less frustrating just because it'll like be less invulnerability, which is the frustrating part. Like, I know like sometimes like a Doomfist will be trying to charge like to punch somebody, and like they'll just fly straight through them because they are invincible, and like that's definitely annoying. Um, so less invincibility, more healing. This is absolutely a buff, by the way. Like, don't get it confused. Like the invincibility, if you're still timing this, it's still gonna get value. But the healing is just, that's a very, very big change to the healing. 2 times more on that initial like burst. So good buff to Curie. Valkyrie. Okay, this is nice. Like the Mercy players have complained about this for the longest time, and I don't know why it took so long for the devs to actually listen to them. And what would happen is you would like be healing somebody, you'd be just like healing your teammate, right? And like they're really low HP, and you want to pop your ult to like heal more and like kill your team around you. Like you really want to pop your ult to like give your team the extra boost in the fight. But what would happen is you'd pop your ult and it disconnects your beam for like a second or a half, and then like they die because your beam stopped healing them. So but now when you pop your ult, it won't get your beam removed from them. So your beam will just stay on them the entire time, even through popping your ult. So
That's awesome.
just it's a good change, and I don't know why it took so long for it to happen, but you know it happened. So good. We got some holiday decorations. Love to see it. New lighting. Okay, cool. Love to see it. Hero mastery. I guess there's some hero mastery bugs. Okay. Story missions. There was a story mission bug. Now fixed. Fixed a bunch of bugs.
There's
Don't know
Rumble
really any
again.
about these bugs.
Yeah, we fixed a bug that caused Rumble to be activated by other heroes that match using their ability. So again, I gotta feel like that's controller. Fixed a bug with Rumble activating for other players to kill cam. Yeah, I think that was all related to the controller stuff.
Apparently heroes can jitter when frozen. Interesting.
Hmm.
Oh, actually, I was having this weird bug on Sojourn. I don't know if it's in here, but when I would pop my ult with Sojourn, my gun would like spaz out. It was really weird. Like my gun would just like start spazzing out, and it would annoy me. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Busan. Apparently people were getting stuck in places, leaving the map. Apparently people were getting stuck in the floor on Horizon Lunar Colony. I don't know why people are even on this map, but okay. Nepal. Fix the drum. Okay, people are getting stuck in drums. And people are just getting stuck in everything, okay. People are just getting stuck everywhere. I don't know how. I don't know what they're doing. Fix a bug that can cause hinder text to remain on screen after being cleansed, okay. Fix an interaction with Zarya. Interesting. So, I guess if you got copy with Zarya, you like couldn't use your bubble for a second, which is weird. Weird Hanzo, it's just a visual bug on the Sonic Arrow. The sound bug on the healing pylon. Fix interaction with the Tree of Life, applying overhealth to mate and cryo freeze. Interesting. So, I don't know if this is saying that she didn't get. I'm assuming this means that she wouldn't get overhealth while in cryo freeze, or maybe she did and they don't want her to. I don't know which one it was, but yeah. Okay. Maga, fix a bug with the burn damage over time not being applied and still resetting progress. Movement speed reduction not being applied while firing your single gun. Okay. Interaction with Terror Surge and Bastion assault mode that resulted in Bastion not being pulled inwards during the ultimate. Interesting. Fix a bug with the tip of the spear achievement not activating correctly. How did people even find that bug? That's crazy. Okay, Roadhog fixed the bug with the pigpen where it failed to damage some deployable items from other heroes, like Ice Wall, Tree of Life, or Winston Berry. Oh, okay. I honestly just didn't think it was supposed to damage these, but that's a good buff for him. Like it's just gonna be more damage on stuff, and it's just gonna do more. It's pretty important against the Winston shield, honestly, and like against Mei walls as well. It's gonna be a meaningful change. And then a bug that allowed Pigpen to be placed on basketballs. What are you guys doing?
I want. Does that make it mobile then? They put it on a basketball and then they could.
People were putting on a basketball and like kicking it around like into them or something. Like
that's next level play. I don't know. I think that's a.
You guys are doing some crazy things. Stomper fixed an issue with virus not being correctly amplified by Baptiste amplification matrix. Okay. That is going to like absolutely delete somebody, by the way. Now that works. It's a bug that caused on the stealth overlay to cause the string to be darker than intended. Okay. So, bunch of bugs, lots of stuff, but like, dude, it is going to be an absolute dive meta. We got the Winston buff, we even got a little Brig nerf, we got the Tracer damage, we got the crazy Sombra EMP. Like, Winston, Tracer, Sombra all the way this season.
All right, you heard it here, folks. Heard it here first, folks. It's going to be a dive-centric season. We'll see. I don't know how many mid-season patches there are historically, or if it's going to take a little while for them to...
I'm calling it right now, mid-season patch, Sombra is getting nerfed. Like, she has to.
I agree.
The EMP is going to be OP. But, I don't know, though, because, like, Maga's coming out, so, like, maybe people are going to be, like, playing the Maga and stuff. But honestly, what's going to happen, people are going to try to play Maga, like, oh, new tank, guys, new tank. And then his backline's just going to die at the start of every fight. And you're not going to be able to play the game. You're going to get Winston, Sombra, Tracer in your backline, and then you're going to die next. So, that's what's going to happen.
Well, we will do a bunch of these videos as the season goes on, some deep dives, and we're going to continue our hero series. But there's obviously a lot of content that'll be coming with the new season. We'll do a battle pass overview and some other things. So, again, stay tuned here first with myself and Coach Theory. Coach Theory does coaching on Fiverr, and you can look up his plans over there. I'll post a link in the description here. But now with the ability to bookmark your replays, you can specifically ask for pointed feedback on certain plays and positions. I mean, I'm sure that'll only just increase the ability for you to coach folks.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. It's going to be a nice convenience thing. But yeah, just like different packages, it's, you know, you can kind of cater to your preferences. There's lots of different options on there, and we can go into really whatever you want to do. It's just like about what you want to improve, how you want to improve, and yeah, it's all in Fiverr. So
awesome. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in for this kind of last minute update to patches tomorrow. Everyone's, I'm sure, very excited for it.
I'm hyped, yeah.
Yep. So we'll see you all in the arena, and thanks again for tuning in. Have a good one.
Peace.